Oh,
Y'all
she's...
white punks get on my...
Y'all white punks? Imagine! Oh my god, she's calling them racist while describing them all as white punks. The internet is crashing out at a former SNL star, Bowen Yang, and another podcaster and actor who I haven't quite heard of, because they dared to say facts about a black woman, Jasmine Crockett, that her fans didn't like, and so those facts were declared racist. It's genuinely, this whole story is like triggering me flashbacks of 2020. I thought most people, or even, did I really think this? No, maybe I didn't. But I hope people were over this identity politics mind virus. They are not. So I'm going to show you the clip from a podcast where Bowen Yang and this other actor, Matt Rogers, were talking about Jasmine Crockett, the firebrand, I think kind of unhinged Democratic Congresswoman. She's now running for the Senate, so for a statewide election in Texas. And obviously, because she's a firebrand, partisan, foul-mouthed, controversial anti-Trump star, she's not going to win a red state like Texas that went overwhelmingly for Trump. She really has no shot in hell. And these guys had the temerity to point out that fact. And apparently the internet crashed out. I'm not kidding. The crash out over this is legendary. These people lost their minds over it. First, here's the actual clip that set them off.
It's not going to be Gavin Newsom. And when any time a politician is making it too obviously about themselves, I'm already done.
We're out.
Don't waste your money sending to Jasmine Crockett. Do not do it.
I must agree.
Don't do it. You're going to waste your money. Take it from someone who sent Sarah Gideon like a ton of money in Maine. Like, just don't do it. Don't waste your money. Don't do it.
It's hard enough to come by.
So their point here is just like objectively true. Jasmine Crockett has no chance of winning a Senate seat in Texas. So if you're a Democrat and you want Democrats to win, which both these gay woke celebrity dudes are, you should probably donate your money to candidates with a shot or to frickin' feed homeless people. Like, don't waste your money on this vanity race for Jasmine Crockett that she's got no chance of winning. Yeah, sorry. What about that? Did I miss the offensive part? Did I miss the racist part, right? They're just observing reality and stating it plainly for people. When I tell you these dudes were viciously dogpiled on the internet, tweets, viral TikToks, intense backlash calling them racist, it is one of the craziest pile-ons I've seen in a minute. I'm going to show you a clip from one TikTok video that had millions of views and almost 200,000 likes, just savagely attacking these guys for having the temerity to observe a reality that Jasmine Crockett is almost certainly not going to win a Texas Senate seat. Here's that video. It's Unhinged. Buckle up.
It's always a twink with a gaping rosebud and a microphone that has so much to say, but since we are being funny...
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to explain what that means, but she just opened up with a very vulgar comment about the anatomy of these gay men, I will say. We're off to a great start here. She seems normal.
Since the Boys with Podcast decided to turn a black woman's Senate run into a punchline, let me return the favor. Because it's actually insane. And I'm not talking about quirky insane, not internet cute insane, but structurally violent insane. That Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang thought that it was appropriate to sit on a microphone and tell black people, or people in general, not to financially support a black woman who is running for office.
New fake definition of violence just dropped. Violence is when people tell you not to give money to a losing candidate with no chance. Did I miss the part where anyone was violent? Where anyone got hit? It's structural violence to wisely advise people about political realities so their money can be donated most effectively. Is the violence in the room with us? It is so insulting and dangerous. This game that they play where they redefine words or basic disagreement as violence, because then it's, all right, they're being structurally violent. Well, then I guess if somebody shoots them, it's just self-defense. Seriously, that's the logic here. That's the dangerous territory this takes you to when you conflate words with violence. But these types do it all the time. It's one of the most dangerous intellectual and ideological phenomenons playing out on the progressive flank and has been for years. When you say people are doing violence with their words, you are inviting violence in response to their words, and you are taking society down a path towards anarchy and lawlessness and violence and civil unrest. Other than that, you're doing amazing. And it's not fun. Oh my. Even if you think they're wrong, the argument would be, no, guys, Jasmine does have a chance of winning. Here's why all these polls are wrong. Here's why none of these insane inflammatory things she said will come back to haunt her. Here's why she can win a state that went for Trump by double digits. It wouldn't be, oh, y'all are like you would have to explain why they're wrong. Just calling them racist isn't an argument. I thought we were over this, but all these people are trapped mentally in 2020. And TikTok, apparently, this still is wildly popular. This very normal, sane perspective. Let's keep listening.
Running for office, not critique her platform, not challenge her record, not debate her policies, just don't give her money.
I love how she's saying you should have debated and critiqued her ideas after she opened up by talking about their gaping assholes.
That's not comedy. That's not analysis. That is material attempting to start a Black woman's campaign. You don't debate her. You don't challenge her. You don't engage her. You don't try to financially do anything other than disappear her. And that's what makes this particularly nasty, is that
Disappear her. That's a new definition of disappearing someone, where you just don't give them money. I almost struggle to take this seriously because this woman is so deranged. But this had hundreds of thousands of likes. And it wasn't just this. Tweets, videos, all with this take that they're racist for pointing out factual realities about Jasmine Crockett being a extreme long shot candidate in Texas. And then it's funny to me how they conflate specific criticisms about one Black woman as if you're talking about all Black women. But you're not. Like, if somebody said, don't watch Brad Polumbo on YouTube, he's a dumbass, right? Would you be like, why are you discouraging people from watching white men on YouTube? Like, that wouldn't make any sense, because one individual is not a stand-in for an entire category of humans they share immutable characteristics with. But to these people, we are? I don't know, to these like left-wing radicals? I'm not sure, but this video actually gets crazier, if you can believe it. First, though, do make sure you're subscribed if you aren't. You hit the like button. And please consider becoming a channel member here on YouTube if you're watching with us, to help support my work so I can call out insanity on the far left and the far right. It's the best way to support my content. And so I don't have to pander to the YouTube algorithm, which is a cruel mistress. So hit the join button or check out the pinned comment to become a channel member. Let's keep watching this lovely woman's little rant.
Is that it's coming from men who trade aesthetics over marginalization. Men who benefit from being queer, from being outsiders, from being not the norm. And yet the second that a Black woman steps into an actual power shift, the instinct is still, let's manage her, let's shrink her, let's tell people not to invest in her. And that's not allyship. That's not progressive. That's not neutral. That is the same old hierarchical bullshit wrapped in a pride flag, calling itself evolved. You don't get to do goddamn harm and then ask for softness in response. So yeah.
Do harm by talking on a podcast about the fact that a candidate is a long shot. That's doing harm. So they're literally labeling certain factual realities as unspeakable, harmful truths. Is this not feeling like a little dystopian and gaslighty to anyone else?
Response. So yeah, laugh, but understand something. Every time you tell people not to invest in Black women, you reveal exactly what kind of future you're comfortable with. And I'll wait for you to explain that is why the future never seems to include us at the top.
Bro, she's conflating. Don't support this one woman who is a candidate in this specific context because she has no chance, which is just true, with as if they said, don't support Black women in general. They didn't. That is so disingenuous and dishonest. But I guess that's kind of par for the course for like identitarian leftists. Gosh.
Very much like the steroid tops that you meet at Hamburger Mary's that ignore you until they want to hook up after a drunken night at the Abbey. But y'all don't understand anything about that. And
why is this woman sounding so homophobic? She's supposed to be woke, but the way she's going after these gays feels homophobic.
Until you do, I will f***ing wait.
Oh. Oh.
Y'all
She's...
white punks get on my nerves.
Y'all white punks. Imagine. Oh my God, she's calling them racist while describing them all as white punks. You can't make this shit up.
And you too, little Asian sitting over there like you got an actual shot. They don't like your ass either.
So I wish that I could say this insane video that we just watched together was like not representative. It was just a fringe outlier. But no, that's actually how crazy this frickin' discourse was. These liberal, very progressive gay men on a podcast acknowledged the factual reality that Jasmine Crockett is a ultra long shot for the Texas Senate seat because she is so viciously anti-Trump and has not defined herself as a moderate in any way and is so divisive and has so much divisive rhetoric, including like insulting Hispanics who care about border security and other things. So they acknowledged just like a true thing. And this whole woke mob descended on them and called them racist and totally misconstrued what they were saying. And they responded by apologizing. You hate to see it because it's not once ever has an apology in this kind of situation made them happy. Okay, we forgive you. Never happened. So I do believe you should still apologize if you did something wrong. But if you did absolutely nothing wrong, like these guys did literally nothing wrong, and yet you apologize anyway to try to appease the woke mob, it's not going to work. And then you deserve it because as far as I'm concerned, you're a freaking coward. And you're just emboldening this so they can bully the next person. So shame on you for that. So let's look at this from USA Today. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers apologize for discouraging donations to Democrat running in Texas. Comedians Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers are walking back their comments about Texas Representative Jasmine Crockett after encouraging fans not to donate to her Senate campaign. In an Instagram story posted Saturday, Rogers said he has, quote, respect and admiration for Crockett. Transparency and candor matter to me, especially on the podcast, he said. I'm a very progressive person who cares deeply about winning these elections, but my phrasing was not right. I will be more thoughtful. I really do promise. I have a great respect and admiration for Rep. Crockett, and I regret that my words suggested otherwise. I just want to help us win, and I will be better at finding ways to help. Yang also chimed in, reposting Rogers' story to say that he regretted cursorily why am I struggling to say that word? Cursorily commenting, the Saturday Night Live alum pledged to use his platform, quote, more responsibly. Y'all are pathetic for that. I'm sorry. Y'all are pathetic and cretinous for doing absolutely nothing wrong, stating facts, being totally misconstrued, lied about, and smeared as racist by an unhinged online mob, and then bending the knee and say, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Y'all are pathetic for that. And really, the absolute absence of any backbone is astonishing from these two. Like, imagine being wealthy, successful, multimillionaire celebrities with ultimately, like, no matter what happens, you're going to be all right, and you still don't have an ounce of courage or backbone. Genuinely sad and pathetic, if you ask me. But the funniest part, and this always happens, is, of course, their apology was not accepted. It was not good enough. It was never going to be good enough. And this is what they deserve at this point. I'm sorry. Let's listen to another video responding to their apology where he was not accepting it, actually. Let's listen.
What the is this? No, really, what the actual is this bullshit apology? A notes app paragraph from Matt, and a lazy repost from Bowen with a caption slapped on like a sticker. That's what you think I Hear You looks like? After telling people not to support a black woman running for the United States Senate. Matt, this screams PR hitting send. Bowen, you couldn't even write your own words. You just reposted Matt's and added a line. How lazy. You had a mic for the damage, but you've got a disappearing story for the apology? A story vanishes in 24 hours. The impact doesn't.
Y'all, I'm trying to be serious. Breaking news. The apology has not been accepted. Now we move to our TikTok correspondent who how is this real life? How is this my career? How are these real people of influence and note with millions of views and followers on this shit? I don't accept your apology because it was just a Notes app's Instagram story apology and your damage was on camera, so your apology should be too. Y'all need a hobby. Y'all need Jesus or Muhammad or something in your life to give you some higher purpose or meaning other than trying to destroy and nitpick the shit out of people who are basically on your side in every way for the most minor of disagreements and transgressions that you then reframe as profound betrayals of human morality, like racist hate crimes. Y'all are still doing this. They are still doing this, unironically, in the year of our Lord 2026. I don't think the identitarian left can be helped or saved. I think at some point, some of these people's loved ones need to just take them by the hand, bring them into a padded room, and close the door and lock it from the outside. Because these people are a threat to society, like to basic sanity of our society. And they should not have any influence, and neither should weak, spineless people like Bowen Yang and Matt whatever his face who cave to these people in 2026. I could have more sympathy for you in 2020 when these crazies had more cultural cachet that people would cave to them. Still, it's wrong. You should have had a backbone and stood up. But to be caving in 2026 just shows you to be a person with no moral courage of any kind. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't really look to SNL stars for political wisdom anyway, but any ounce of credibility they had and actually accurate observations about political races in Texas just went out the window with their shameful display of cowardice, caving to this unhinged woke mob. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed. Do become a channel member if you can. And that'll be it for today's episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk again real soon.